What's up, everybody? My name is Amy, and this is the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. My name is Amy. Welcome to my show. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. If this is your first time visiting, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button to help my videos get into the algorithm so that more people can see my videos and subscribe to my channel. I cover true crime cases and a little bit of other stuff as well. So if you like what you hear, then please consider hitting the subscribe button and hit that like button. I want to welcome everybody to the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. As I said, my name is Amy. Welcome to my show. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It decided to storm again here in Arkansas, so hopefully it cooled things down a little bit. This heat has been ungodly. I've been here at my daughter's, caring for her. My oldest daughter, Ashley, was in a really bad car accident, and it messed up her eye. Her airbags did not deploy, and she had a rhinestone steering wheel cover on her steering wheel, and because her airbags did not deploy, her face hit the steering wheel, and it severely messed up her eye. She had to have 22 stitches in her eye. They had to send her to Little Rock to have a specialist team sew her eye back up. It was horrible. So I've been here taking care of her and tending to my grandcats and playing with them and stuff. So I want to thank everyone who has said a prayer for my daughter, Ashley. All my friends over at the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club, thank you so much for keeping my daughter and me in your prayers. And she is on the road to recovery. She does have a couple of broken ribs as well. So that's going to be a long time, for her to recover from that, as well as, completely having to sew her eye back together. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has said a prayer for my oldest daughter, Ashley. I really, really appreciate it, and she does too. We have a new case here in the true crime community, and if you would please take a look at my community page. There is another missing person out of Kingsport, Tennessee. Kingsport, Tennessee, as you all know, is the area from where Summer Wells is missing. And there is now another lady who is missing. Her name is Layla Santinello. And there is a video that I shared on my community page from the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. We've started discussing this case. And, you know, if you don't like Bullhorn Betty, I'm sorry. I do. But the important thing is that this young woman needs to be found. Her name is Layla Santinello. She is missing out of Kingsport, Tennessee. And the apparently the Kingsport police and the TBI have raided a boyfriend of some sorts, a house, and removed some items from his house. Don't know yet what that's all about. I've noticed that some creators have been posting about this and latching it on to the Summer Wells case, and that is not has nothing to do with missing Summer Wells. This police activity there in Kingsport, Tennessee, has to do with the missing woman, Layla Santinella. It does not have anything to do with little missing Summer Wells, unfortunately. So, hi, Justice Jane. How are you? Missing in Columbia, Tennessee, Jaden Carpenter has been missing 9 months. White female, 22, 5'6", with blue eyes and brown hair, and tattoo across her chest and barbed wire around her right wrist, and the name Ava. Okay, I sure will. I will look into that case definitely and see what's going on. I have been taking somewhat of a break from my channel and from YouTube. I only, you know, follow a few creators anymore because there's just so much drama here. And, you know, so I only try to, you know, keep up with, excuse me, my nose is itching, you know, certain cases, but I will definitely look into Jaden Carpenter missing. Definitely. You know, when these older people went above the age of 18 go missing, it's more difficult than it is when a child goes missing, because as an adult, we have the right to go missing. You know, we can just pack up, not say a word to our family, and just leave. And so things tend to get it a little more difficult when it's an older person that goes missing. But this woman's family is desperate to find her. She has a young baby at home, and they have no idea what has happened to this young mother and to their daughter, and they are desperate to find her. So please look into the case of Layla Santinella. It's posted on my community tab. You can watch Bullhorn Betty's short video about it, or if you would like to watch the live as well, you can do that. So, you know, speaking of haters, I've been seeing some stuff go on here lately that has truly disturbed me. And not only do I have an education in criminal justice, I also have an education in journalism. And I guess maybe it's a good thing that I didn't go into journalism, because I don't guess I would have made a very good journalist. There's just certain lines that I won't cross. There's certain things I won't do. And to get the juicy inside scoop, But, I just don't know how pathetic your life has to be for you to have a hater channel here on YouTube, or to work for the paparazzi, or work for TMZ, or some of these media outlets. They are horrible. And I've been bullied. I've been bullied my entire life. And I've had people do horrible things to me. I've had a stalker. I've had someone try to kill me. You name it. I've been through it. And I am a longtime fan of Tori Spelling from Beverly Hills 90210. Tori Spelling is the daughter of Aaron Spelling, who created so many great shows like Dynasty, Melrose Place, 90210, you name it. The man was the god of TV. And Tori is going through a divorce from her husband, Dean McDermott. And her whole life, the media and the paparazzi have just dogged her about her financial situations, her living situations, her marriages, you name it. They look for any excuse to drag Tori Spelling down. And I absolutely adore Tori Spelling. My friend Michaela in California, she went to a book signing for Tori's last book, Spelling It Like It Is, and she got Tori's autograph for me, as well as Dean McDermott, and that is one of my most prized possessions. Not many people have done things for me as sweet as what Michaela did for me, and she got that book signed by Tori and Dean, and I have all of Tori's books, and I'm just so sick of here lately the media and the paparazzi is hounding that poor girl to death because she is living in an RV in a campground there in California with her 5 kids because she was forced to leave her home because of mold issues. And that this is not the first case of mold issues. The house that Lisa Marie Presley was purchasing in Calabasas, the house where her son took his own life, she was having to have that house renovated at the time because of mold. I still believe that the house that Brittany Murphy and her husband Simon Monjack lived in was full of mold, and that's what made them sick and killed Brittany Murphy and Simon Monjack. So mold is a very serious issue. And, just because someone grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, that's no reason to start making fun of someone and tearing someone down. I live in an RV. I happily live in an RV that I renovated, and I love it. That's why my channel is called the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast, because I do my podcast from my what I call rolling dollhouse that I created, and I absolutely love it. So, I am just so sick of seeing people making fun of her for living in an RV. Right now, with her 5 kids, she did what she had to do to protect her children. And, her mother, Candy Spelling, lives in a high-rise penthouse. And a matter of fact, I think she's having another one built right now in another high-rise complex because this complex has not met her standards of taking care of things. So she's filed a big lawsuit against them and all that. You know what? That's rich people problems. She needs to worry about her grandkids and worry about her daughter, who is at the bottom of her rope. and it is sad. So just special shout out to Tori Spelling. I'm sure you'll probably never see this, but girl, I love you. And you know, you keep fighting for you and them babies, and don't let this paparazzi tear you down. Like I don't know who the hell signs up for that job. Like you must. I've worked some shitty jobs in my life, but you got to be desperate to want to work a job, work a job that involves tearing people down, spreading hate, making fun of people, and interfering in people's personal lives. Those are just lines I will not cross at all, period. So maybe I wouldn't have made a very good journalist. I don't know. But anyway, I hope everybody can hear me okay. Yeah, these channels suing each other and stuff. You know what? But Justice Jane, you know, I don't blame Betty for what she's done to any of these channels to sue them, because it's just day after day after day, and it's not just on YouTube. They harass her here on YouTube. They harass her on Twitter, on Facebook. It's their whole lives are dedicated to hating Bullhorn Betty. And you know what? The thing is that she does get involved in these cases, and she does bring true crime news. That's what she's here for the victims, and to bring true crime news. And she goes to these settings and places where these crimes happen. I wish I could go with her. I wish I had the ability to go with her a lot of times, but I don't. I hope to someday in the near future be able to at least go on one little trip or something, you know, because I enjoy working with Betty. I enjoy, you know, sharing information and collaborating together with her and discussing these cases, because that's what I'm here for too, is to bring you true crime news and any other thing I see fit, you know, to bring forward. So, but I just wanted to talk about that for just a minute, because I just feel so terrible for Tori Spelling, and I love her, and she's a good woman. She really is. She is a good woman, and she loves her kids, and you know, people find themselves, you know, down and out. I mean, I've been down and out many a times, broke, no food in the house, nothing to eat. You know, is who makes fun of people like that? Like, you must be a terribly pathetic person to just spend your days spreading hate like that and harassing people. That's one thing I've always said, is that sure, I would have loved to have been a Hollywood actress and have adoring fans and all that kind of crazy stuff, but God forbid, I don't want the rest of the shit that goes along with it. So I will sit here and be my little unfamous self with my few subscribers on my YouTube channel and be happy. I don't want no part of being famous at all. I saw a video one time of the paparazzi harassing Britney Spears, and I said, God forbid, I don't ever want to be famous. So, well, yes, they are evil people, very evil people. So, I want to get into the subject at hand. This is part 5 in a series that I've been doing called Crumbley Knows Best. I started it actually on my Spotify channel, and then after I started my YouTube channel, I have continued it here on my YouTube channel. But this is a part of a series called Crumbley Knows Best. It is in regards to Ethan Crumbley and his parents, Jennifer and James Crumbley. Ethan Crumbley is the 15-year-old kid who was the Oxford Highschool Shooter. He killed 4 students and wounded several others in a horrible school massacre. His parents, Jennifer and James Crumbley, also face trial for involuntary manslaughter, and because they are being held accountable for what their son did, because Ethan desperately tried to tell his parents that he was having mental health problems, and they ignored him. They even made fun of him. Jennifer Crumbley is quoted as calling her son weird. Oh, he's just weird. You know what? My kids are weird too. But if they had mental health issues, that's not weird. You know, me and my kids, we all have, strange hobbies or interests and, and things like that. But weird, mental health is not weird. Mental health is serious. I have suffered from mental health issues my entire life. So I think that is what compelled me to immediately, for the first time, and I've watched all these school shootings go down ever since it happened in Jonesboro, Arkansas, a year before Columbine happened. I've watched all these school shootings go down. But when this one happened, it was different. And I found myself immediately drawn to the perpetrator instead of the victims. And there was a reason why. And it's because my heart went out to a kid, 15 years old, who was suffering from mental health problems and telling his parents that he had mental health problems, that he was hearing voices and having all these horrific thoughts. And for some reason, I just connected to him. And I feel that in this case, and in this one particular case, the Oxford High School shooting, that we need to put our focus on the perpetrator for once, aside from the victims. Don't get me wrong, do not twist my words. I have all the sympathy and empathy for those victims of that shooting and their parents and their friends and their families and all the kids who survived. I have all the empathy and sympathy in the world for those kids. Do not twist my words. But for once in my life, I also have sympathy for the perpetrator. And I feel that in this one instance, that the perpetrator and what was going on in his life with him is what we, the public, need to focus on in an effort to try and stop the next Ethan Crumbley, to stop the next school shooting. Whether it's your own kids, whether it's the neighbor's kids, whether it's a student you go to school with, whether you are a grandparent, whether you're a teacher, whoever you are, it is important to take notice to a kid suffering from such horrific mental health issues as Ethan was. Because yes, I do hold Ethan responsible for what he did, and I do not condone what he did. I'm not making excuses for what he did. But there are other people in this situation that need to be held accountable that could have stopped this. And that is his parents, James and Jennifer Crumbley. I also hold the school responsible. The school called Ethan's parents in the morning of the shooting, and they had a meeting with his parents and said that they had to get him counseling. They found these drawings on this paper and were disturbed by it, and they, called his parents in and called it to their attention. And I fully believe that if his parents had taken responsibility that morning, sitting in that principal's office, and took Ethan home and immediately got him help, that this could have all been avoided. I also think that the school, even though his parents didn't take him home, because they were too damn busy with their jobs and their own lives and having affairs and playing with horses and whatever. They didn't have no time to deal with their weird son and his problems. But I feel as though the school should have done something. They should have he should have been sent to the counselor's office. First of all, they didn't even check his backpack. Never once looked inside his backpack, or they would have found the gun, and the whole thing could have been avoided. But here last week, Ethan had a Miller hearing. And a Miller hearing is called, in the state of Michigan, there is a law that a child under the age of 18, when they are charged or found guilty with such a horrific crime like this, that would normally warrant either life without parole or even the death penalty for that matter. 4 counts of murder and terrorism and everything that Ethan was charged with, in some states could warrant the death penalty, and could definitely warrant a life without parole sentence. So because Ethan is a minor, he had to have a Miller hearing. And that Miller hearing was held last week. And it got down to, supposedly there was one witness left to testify before the judge took the case and decided on whether or not Ethan would receive a number of years sentence or a life without parole sentence. I don't know why the hearing was postponed, but it was postponed till August the 18th. I did send an email to Ethan's attorney, which is not something I would ordinarily do, but because of my personal concern for Ethan and whether or not did something happen with him or what happened, because I've tried to ask several people on social media and no one can answer me. No one's answered me. So I did reach out to his attorney and send her an email, and I hope that she responds. My only question was, is Ethan okay? Is everything okay? Why was the hearing postponed with one witness left to August 18th. There's been a disturbing video that has been posted here on YouTube and social media, and it is extremely disturbing to watch, and it's extremely disturbing to hear. And it is a video of the police strapping Ethan into a chair and putting him in some kind of a full-on straitjacket, like face zipped up, full-on straitjacket, and strapping him to a chair. And it is the most horrific shit I have ever seen in my life. And Ethan is just screaming, "Why did you let this happen? God, why did you let this happen? Why did you let me do this? Why did I do this? Why did you let this happen? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." So yes, I do believe that Ethan is sorry for what he did, and he is ashamed of what he did. If you watched any of the Miller hearing, you can check out Law and Crime Network. They have all of the Miller hearings on their channel that you can watch. And let me tell you, the Miller hearing is extremely disturbing. It's very disturbing to watch. It's very disturbing to hear. It's disturbing to hear the thoughts and things that were going on in Ethan's mind. The baby bird videos, because I'm an animal lover and I would never hurt an animal. For the assistant principal to get up there and testify, who knew Ethan and had him since elementary school and even spoke to him that day. To hear the surviving students that have gotten up there and testified as to what they were going through. And the young man who testified that Ethan came into the bathroom and found him and another boy named Justin, and how Ethan shot Justin. And it's horrible. It's horrible to hear those graphic details. I do not condone what Ethan did, but God forbid for once, we have got to pay attention to this perpetrator and pay attention to what was happening and what was going on in his life so that we can prevent the next Ethan Crumbley, so that we can prevent the next school shooting. As I said, I've suffered from mental health issues myself. And back in the mid-90s, I had some things happen to me that I had no idea what was happening to me. I thought I was going crazy. You hear the word crazy, I thought I was going crazy. I was suffering from panic attacks in my sleep. And I would wake up with my heart pounding out of my chest, unable to breathe, feeling like someone was standing over me. And it went into like full-blown paranoid schizophrenia, to the point that I was afraid of my own shadow, and that I would have my mother watch me sleep. And I had the covers over my head one day, sleeping on the couch, and my mother came over and she tried to pull the covers off of my head, and I went to screaming absolute bloody murder. And that's when she said, "You've got to get help. There's something clearly wrong with you." And that's what was happening. I was having those panic attacks in my sleep, and they were affecting me to the point to where I couldn't sleep. Can you imagine a grown woman sleeping with their parent, their mother, and having their parent sit in a chair and watch you sleep because you're scared to death of your own shadow and you're scared to death to close your eyes? A lot of people don't understand that mental health issues is not just a brain chemistry issue. You can't just take a pill and be fine. Yes, there is an issue with unbalanced levels of serotonin and melatonin and whatnot in your brain. It's a chemical imbalance. And being messed up on your own chemical imbalance can make it appear that you're on drugs. You do crazy stuff and you have crazy thoughts, and it's not just a chemical imbalance. Society also contributes to mental health issues. So while you people are out here spreading hate and making all these hate channels and hating on people and tearing people down, you're causing mental health issues. You're causing people to want to harm themselves, to take their own life. How many children, how many people have taken their own lives because of bullying, because of trauma? How many? How many of you have thought about taking your own life because you couldn't deal with the bullying anymore? How many of y'all have thought about taking somebody else's life because of the trauma they were putting in your life? I hear the horrific thoughts and things that were going on in Ethan's mind, and they are horrific. They are hard to hear. And I know the horrible, horrible things that Ethan said about killing a young girl, and that he wanted her to suffer the way he has. There's a difference in between someone just being cold-blooded evil and someone being so hurt and so broken that they want to lash out and make everyone else hurt and feel the pain that they do. Think about that. There's a big difference. As I said, I don't condone what Ethan did. And the horrible thoughts that were going through his mind, the things that were written in his journals, the text messages between him and his friend. This kid was in pain, and he was hurting, and he wanted everyone around him to feel his pain and to hurt the way he was hurting. And he chose deadly consequences in order to show everyone the pain that he was going through. And, like I said, if we can recognize this behavior in our own kids or the neighbor's kids, or if you work at a school, and you can recognize it, please we've got to stop the future Ethan Crumleys of the world and get them help. When my youngest daughter was in elementary school, her teacher, Miss Dawson, when the kids would like do artwork and stuff, they would hang it out in the hallway on the wall, for parents to see and stuff. And I had to go to the school one day for a parent-teacher conference. And so naturally, before I walked into the room, I was looking at all the kids' pictures hanging on the wall that they had colored and whatnot. And one picture caught my attention. And I called Miss Dawson to come out into the hallway, and I said, Miss Dawson, this picture depicts gang activity. And she looked at it and she said, oh my God, Amy, thank you. I am so glad you saw this because I did not realize it. But this little girl in 3rd grade, mind you, was drawing and coloring a picture depicting gang activity and taking the life of another person. So this is something that child had seen and was drawing it. And Miss Dawson didn't realize it, but she was so thankful that I saw it and brought it to her attention. And she did get with that kid's parents and took measures to get to the bottom of it. So, you have to pay attention to what your kids are coloring, are drawing, are writing in journals, writing on their social media pages, their interests, games that they're playing. I've talked about this till I'm blue in the face. Some of these horrible games, video games that these kids play nowadays. God, my friend Tony's son used to play, what was that? I can't even remember what it's called. Running over people and killing them on the sidewalk and just horrible language and all kinds of stuff. And hey, it matters. How are you? And and these kids, that they don't go outside like we did, like I did growing up. They're on their phones all the time. They're on the internet, and they're on TV playing all these video games, and and they get so wrapped up into the violence of it all. There's violence. That's all you see is violence everywhere. Whether it's on Netflix, on Hulu, on the news, on here on YouTube. I mean, anything you want to see, it's out there. Whether you want to go look at horrific crime scene photos and there's a place for everything. If you have some kind of weird ass interest in it and you want to find it, you can find it here online. You can learn how to grow weed. You can learn how to make bombs. All kinds of stuff. People post videos of beating the hell out of each other and just all kinds of horrible stuff. And it's just, we live in such a violent world. And I have watched the world go from 10 to shit in the last 52 years of my life. I have just watched this world, such horrific things happen. And I fully believe we are watching Revelations play out. And things are only going to get worse. But my message today is, even if you can't find it in your heart to have any kind of sympathy or empathy for Ethan Crumbley, at least the message here is to take notice of what Ethan was going through and what he did. And let's get the next kid some help and prevent the next Ethan Crumbley and prevent the next school shooting. Because you never know where it's going to happen. It could happen at your kid's school. And when my youngest daughter was still in high school, they had a couple of lockdowns. Luckily, they were not because of an active school shooter, but because there was, I want to say, right there in the neighborhood behind the school, there was an active gun shooting or something. I don't remember. But anyway, they locked my daughter's high school down because of it, which is the same high school I went to and the same elementary school that I went to, as that I was just speaking about, where I noticed that young child's gang activity drawing. And so, you know, as always, see something, say something, because we have got to do our part as parents and grandparents and neighbors and brothers and sisters to recognize these mental health issues in these kids. Because, you know, I can recognize now as an adult back on my childhood and realize what I was going through, or that I was dealing with depression, or that I was a depressed child, or whatever, that I was, you know, a broken child, an abused child. I understand things now as an adult, but I didn't understand those things when I was a kid. And even when that stuff was happening to me in the 90s, I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't on drugs, so I didn't know what was going on. And to be messed up on your own body chemistry is a scary thing. And not knowing what's happening to you is a very scary thing. And you can't always just go, take your meds and be fine. It's a lot more to it than that. So remember, while you're out here hating on folks and spreading hate and bullying people online every fucking day of your life, how you going to feel when that person takes their own life? Are you going to care? Obviously not. Or you wouldn't keep doing it. Even after somebody files a lawsuit against you to try and put a stop to you because YouTube won't put a stop to it, you just keep on every single day. Do you want that responsibility on your back? Do you want that on your conscience? I don't. If you don't like somebody, move on. And especially if you want to be in the true crime community, bring your own content. Bring some content about true crime. You're creating crime. So, you know, I don't know what you think your purpose is, except to be a piece of shit in life. You know, that's all I know. Pam, how are you doing today? How's Griff and Max doing? Yeah, YouTube don't care. They don't care. You know, I don't even think human beings work for YouTube. I think if you went and found YouTube headquarters, it'd be nothing but robots or automatic answering phones or something. I don't know. But, YouTube, yeah, it gives me a platform, but I'm here with a platform to bring awareness to stuff, bring awareness to true crime cases and missing people and missing kids and things like that, mental health issues. YouTube, Max is trying to take a nap. Well, I've got my grandcats over here. They're chasing each other. They're fighting. There's something else. Phoenix is so big I can't even hardly pick him up. He weighs a ton. And little Chucky, the kitten, he's a mess. I've held him practically the whole time I've been here. So he's something else. He likes boobies. Typical guy, we all have big boobs, so he loves to lay on our chests and sleep and everything. Come here, Fifi. Hi, Fifi. Come here. Come here. Say hi to YouTube. Come here, Fifi. Oh, God. Oh, don't bite me. Come here, you big ox. Oh, God. Say hi, Phoenix. Hi. This is Phoenix. And can y'all see how big he is? Oh, okay. Where are you at, little Chucky? Come here. Come here, you little varmint. Oh, this is little Chucky. He wants to go chase Phoenix. Okay. So, anyway, so does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything they want to mention or talk about or anything? Pam, Justice, Jane, I want to thank y'all for being here in the chat with me. Oh, excuse me, my nose is itching. Do y'all have anything y'all want to ask or talk about or anything today? I hope to hear back. I don't expect to hear back from her, but as I said, I did reach out to Ethan's attorney and ask why the Miller hearing was just suddenly postponed with one witness left. Because I am, especially after seeing that video that was posted online about what they did to Ethan in jail, it's just truly disturbing. Yes, yeah. Pam, I don't blame you for what you did, catching those people with that animal in the hot car. And there are now hot car laws for animals, the same as a child. If you saw a child locked in a hot car, before I settled down and in one place and I got my car and everything to be able to drive back and forth to town and to the grocery store and stuff, that was something that always concerned me because I would have to drive my RV to Walmart, to buy groceries and stuff. But I always had, food, water, air inside my RV so that the dogs would not get hot. But I actually had a sign that I would put in my window that said, dogs have food, water, and air. They are not, locked up in a hot car, in a hot RV. or anything like that. So I always made sure to put that sign in my window. But yeah, you could have had the legal right to bust their windows out to get that dog out of that car. Uh, so, um, and this heat here in the South, I know you're on the Florida Georgia in the Florida Georgia line, and me here in Arkansas, it's been 100 degrees every day, and with the humidity, it's been over 100 degrees. And it's like every time I walk outside, my sinuses just start pouring. Like all the like any congestion or whatever I have, my nose just starts pouring, and because this humidity is just so horrible here. Okay, if you have a PayPal and you use it to purchase soap, can the creator charge your card again in a different amount? Do you? No. I don't suppose you would be talking about a YouTube creator that also sells soap on the side? That I don't know anything about. I have never made a purchase from him. So I I don't know about that. Yeah, so you've been charged twice for a purchase that you made? Did you ever get your purchase? Um, yeah, because see, I don't even have PayPal. I have Cash App, but I use Cash App to like pay my rent because my landlord moved back to Texas, so I use Cash App to pay my rent every month, and my kids and I exchange money on Cash App, but I don't. You got the purchase, huh? Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know anything about that. I've never made a purchase for any of the soaps or anything that he sells. Um, I I have my own particular type of body wash and shampoo and lotions and things that I use. So, I don't. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's, unless it was just an oversight or a mistake that, I think he's got somebody that helps him with that stuff, and maybe it was a mistake that they made or something, but no. And that's why I also try to be particular about, who I make purchases from. There's a there is a website on online that has really cute clothes, and I want to buy something from there, but something about it does not seem legit. Like they charge a very inexpensive price for their clothing, and then you have to pay like so much shipping, but I can't, I don't know, something about it just seems too good to be true. And but they have some of the cutest clothes, and I want so bad to buy something from that website, but I'm just too scared to, because and I've tried to look it up online, to see if they're legit, to see if people have filed complaints about the company or anything. But I can't really find any. It's a Oh God, I can't even think now what the name of it is. But anyway, they have really cute clothes. But I've yet to make a purchase because I'm just kind of afraid of that. And you know, I don't even give my Cash App out here on my YouTube channel for anyone to donate any money to me because you know, I these horrible people here on YouTube, you know, it wouldn't surprise me for them to you know, hack my information and stuff, you know. So that's one of the reasons why I don't even post my Cash App here on YouTube because can't none of these people be trusted. So uh yeah, the Better Business Bureau. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. And I would even tell y'all the name of the store if I could think of it off the top of my head. But I can't even think of the name of the store of the website off the top of my head right now. It a lot of times it'll pop up also in pop-up ads. So that's another thing that kind of makes me leery about it is that the website pops up in you know, those pop-up ads and stuff. So I don't uh, I don't trust it, but they sure got a lot of cute stuff on there I would like to order. Um, I'm a Temu addict. Are y'all Temu addicts? I have bought a lot of stuff off of Temu, and you know what? I get a lot of compliments off stuff. I've bought a couple of dresses off of Temu and gotten a lot of compliments on them, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, your dress is so cute. Where did you get it, Temu?" I'm like, really? Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay. Yes, definitely, definitely. Okay, okay, Justice Jane. Well, you have a good day at work and be safe and please stay hydrated. If you are anywhere where this heat is so ungodly the way it is, definitely stay hydrated. So I think I'm getting about ready to wrap up here anyway. Looks like the internet's trying to cut out. I'm not sure. Something keeps popping up on my screen. So, but I just, you know, wanted to talk a little more about Ethan Crumbley and, you know, try to explain, you know, why I have sympathy and empathy for Ethan Crumbley. And I do hope to see his parents prosecuted. I do. I think, and this is the first time in history that we have seen parents put on trial and be held responsible for what their kid did. Because in this instance, I think that these parents had months and months of clear knowledge that their son was in trouble and needed to get him help, and they didn't do a damn thing. They were more worried about themselves and more worried about their jobs and their own lives than to deal with their weird son. And look where we are now. So that is my message, is to stop the next Ethan Crumbley and get those kids some help so that we can stop the next school shooting and, you know, help these kids to understand that a gun is not the answer to your problems. So with that in mind, I want to thank Pam and Justice Jane for coming in and chatting it up with me. I really appreciate y'all being here. And for those of you who just sat and listened, I hope you enjoyed your time here. Please, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Turn the notification bell on so that you get notifications that when I do go live, you can come in live and chat it up with me. So everybody stay safe out there. Be kind. Just be kind. Just like Thumper said, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Everybody, please be the change that you want to see in this world. As Michael Jackson said, it starts with the man in the mirror. Peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
What's happening, y'all? If you're looking for a sad true crime podcast, then get up off of that thing and boogie on over to the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast, where we give you the lowdown on all things true crime. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Catch you on the flip side.